Thank you for clicking on this channel. I know I have a lot of things to choose from, so thanks for spending some time with me talking about Led freaking Zeppelin. A little band that Jimmy Page started in the late 60s over there in the UK. After the Yardbirds kind of went, he got his friends Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, and John Bonham to form was considered by many the greatest rock and roll band of all time. When I was a kid, everyone had their circle of friends. Some people like the Beatles. Some people like the Rolling Stones. Some people like the Who is the greatest band. But me and my cool friends, we were Led Zeppelin. We were Led Zeppelin all the way. We would fight anyone on the playground to prove our point that Led Zeppelin was the best rock band of all time. So this is the first edition of Record Rank, where we're going to rank all these studio albums by a particular artist. Of course, this is Led Zeppelin. And just for the heck of it, we're going to include Coda as well. So we'll have 9. And let's start with number 9. And what I'll also do besides ranking the record is give you my top 4 songs of each record. That's the sound of silence. The cat and dog have not ruined this video yet. Alright, number 9, recorded in Germany, 1975, in November and December. They said they kind of hurried it up. Released shortly after, March 31st, 1976, Presence. Now, all Zeppelin albums are great and all should be purchased eventually. But this is just my opinion on what's number 9, 8, 7, you get the idea of a record rank. Now, this one, I haven't played a lot of these in a long time, so right before this past week I've been listening to these things, and so I thought for some reason Presence was going to be actually mid-level up there. I knew it wasn't going to be my favorite. I was surprised that it actually turned out to be my least favorite. I always thought I was one of these people that hey, I like Presence a lot more than you like Presence. But turns out I don't like Presence a lot more than other people like Presence. It's a good record though. To me, it just doesn't really hit home that much. But it is Led Zeppelin and it is great. Now on this one, my top 4 songs are Royal Orleans, Hot's On for Nowhere, Achilles' Last Stand, which is just an amazing song. Again, none of these albums suck. They're all good. And top song on this one is Nobody's Fault But Mine. That's jam. Yeah, listen to that one. So this is number 9, Presence. Number 8, Coda. Was released in 1982, obviously, sadly, after John Bonham passed and the group was no more. Included tracks recorded throughout time. Can't Quit You, Baby, live song and stuff. So, it's a good album. Like I said, nothing's bad, but it just, it's going to be low on, I think, everyone's list. I've watched a few of these Led Zeppelin rank videos, and usually Coda is the last. But for me, it's number 8. My top 4 favorite songs from Coda: Ozone Baby, Wearin' Tearin', I Can't Quit You Babe, written by the amazing Willie Dixon. You should always check out blues. If you love Led Zeppelin, take it one step further and check out the bands that they stole from, the blues. And Poor Tom. Poor Tom would be my favorite song off of Coda. Now, there's only, it looks like 8 songs, so top 4 would be the top 50% of this record. So look at this, nice pictures of the band throughout the time. You can check them out. I was a big fan of Sing Song Remains the Same. They used to play that midnight movie kind of a thing. And I read the Hammer of the Gods, I think when I was in grade school maybe. That's a rock and roll book, kids. Alright, number 7, this little ditty recorded in Sweden. Let's see, it was recorded November, December 1978. Came out August 1979. 1979, punk had already kind of begun, but people were still loving them some Bee Gees and Saturday Night Fever type stuff, and it's a crazy, these guys, I don't recall that time. I was just a wee little kid, but I'm sure they were already seen as kind of an old rock band. Maybe even has-beens. Who knows? But In Through the Outdoor, for me, is number 7. It's a great album. This is, if you go through the outdoor, then your little record cover looks like this. But it's great. It's got some jams. My top 4 of this would be Fool in the Rain, which is, oh man, just the musicianship on that is great. The little drum shuffle, the whistle, it's all good stuff. All My Love would be my 3rd favorite song on this one. I like All My Love because he describes the 4 symbols that the group had. That was kind of cool. And of course, when you're a kid, you're like, what's the hidden meaning? All the occult and this and that, and who had a spell and did they sell their soul? And Led Zeppelin, surrounded by craziness, and the squid story. I'm going to mess this one up. Carousel Lambra. Carousel Lambra. I think some people probably hate that song. That's that keyboard. And like 5 hours later, little high-pitched keyboard thing. I love it. It's my second favorite song on this album. If you haven't heard it, YouTube it up. Check that song out for free. And then buy it, of course. Let's up and use the royalties. And then my favorite song, In the Evening. In the Evening is just, that's just, sometimes they'll play it at sporting events. So you hear that slow intro coming on. And then, such a good one. Led freaking Zeppelin. So, number 7, In Through the Outdoor. Number 6, this is where all of you are going to say, have you lost your damn mind? Led Zeppelin II, recorded January through August in Canada, the UK, and USA, released October 1969. What a great record. Now, this is where this record fell from being in the top part for me. Yes, it's great. Yes, it's classic. Yes, every song kicks ass. But thank you, Classic Rock Radio, for overplaying the hell out of A Whole Lot of Love all the time. And that's one song, just a handful of Led Zeppelin songs that I loved when I first heard the first 10,000 times. And now my hand will quickly go to the radio dial to turn it off. So it's not the album's fault. It's not the band's fault. It's my ear's fault. I'm sick of A Whole Lot of Love. Maybe I can hear a live version every once in a while, but because that song was usually everyone's favorite on this one, this record, it's gatefold though. It's got beautiful artwork. I mean, for your second record, you're coming out with Led Zeppelin. Well, only Led Zeppelin, I guess, would come out with Led Zeppelin 2 for their second record. Kind of weird for other bands to come out with an album called Led Zeppelin 2 for their second record. Favorite 4 songs on this one, which some of you may agree or not agree. Heartbreaker into Live and Love It. I mean, that's that way they play it on the radio. Number 3 would be Bring It On Home. That's such a good riff on that one. It's just like the blues intro, and oh man, I love that one. Thank You is my second favorite song, and it could be sometimes my first. I like that one. It's a cute little one. Duran Duran did a nice cover version of that one. And Ramble On is my favorite song on this one. It's a great song. Really, I mean, this is maybe catch me in another mood, another time, on another planet, and this would be higher up than 6. But for right now, it's number 6. Sorry, I know I suck. Jimmy Page is mad. Number 5, Physical Graffiti. Lots of songs on this one. Recorded on and off from 1970 to 1974. Released in 1975. Even though for me it's number 5, I guess if you're wanting to get into Zeppelin, I personally, as a little child, I got Led Zeppelin 1 first, then 2 and 3. I went the order of it all. I think because my friend gave me a poster, and it had all their albums on it, and it, of course, had them in order. And so that's how I bought them. Covers so much musical ground. I mean, all 4 of these people were very talented. Now, because this album is chock full of so much music, we'll do a top 5 songs of it. Here we go. Number 5 is Night Flight. Some people will think I'm totally insane. But I like the weird Led Zeppelin songs. Hot Dog, Candy Store Rock, and stuff like that. It's all Zeppelin songs are interesting. Then In the Light, great song. Houses of the Holy. Don't buy Houses of the Holy if you want to hear the song Houses of the Holy, oddly enough. It's on Physical Graffiti. 10 Years Gone. It's just great. If you lived and have loved and have lost 10 Years Gone, you love that song. And number 1, of course, is Kashmir. It's just it hasn't hit the point. Although I do hear a lot on the radio, and it is, I guess, overplayed. But it still hasn't hit the point with me that I hate that song yet. It's just that's a brilliant riff, and it's a great song. Kashmir is my favorite song off Physical Graffiti, which is the number 5 album. All right, we're getting in the top 4. I know you're twice as much as excited as I am. Led Zeppelin 1. Recorded in London, fall of '68, released January 1969, and the world would not be the same, and if this never came out and this band didn't exist, what would classic rock radio play all the time? I don't know. Everyone has a Get the Let Out show or the Zeppelin Hour. You know, you're never going to see a band ever get up to that point in the rock world ever again. You may argue that U2 is really popular, any newer bands, I don't know, Coldplay, but rock music has obviously seen its heyday in the fact that it's just swarms over pop culture and takes the world by the gonads. Rock music, I'm just not probably going to return to that ever epic slide again. I wasn't around when this came out, so feel free if you were around. I have some friends that were like, yeah, I saw Zeppelin, and sometimes they're like, it was magical, and sometimes they're like, oh, did it suck? They were so high. Tell me in the comments below if you ever saw Zeppelin, or if you were around, if you can recall when this came out. Was it instantly an explosion, or was it a slow build of like, hey, there's this band called Led Zeppelin. You should check them out. My favorite 4 off of this album, which is really, they obviously listened to a lot of American blues and just took that and swirled it up and spit it out. Sometimes giving credit where credit was due, sometimes, this is ours. No, it's not yours, you stole it. Anyway, Led Zeppelin is a great record. My favorite 4 of these are Good Times, Bad Times, Communication Breakdown. Oh, Communication Breakdown. This whole album is, I'm going to listen to this record after this little video here. Your Time Is Gonna Come is my second favorite. And my first favorite is Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You. You got that little group shot. You all look like kids here. Little children. You guys are going to grow up to be Led Zeppelin someday. So, number 4, Led Zeppelin 1. Now, on a lot of the ranking videos, this always seems to be everyone's number 1. It's close for me. It's number 3, Led Zeppelin 4. Led Zeppelin 4 comes in at number 3. That's kind of interesting. Some call it the Symbol album, some call it the Zoso album. I don't know. Let's just call it Led Zeppelin 4. It's the one with Stairway to Heaven on it, you know? This was recorded mostly in the UK, December 1970 to February 1971. Mixed in the good old USA. Released November 1971. I would imagine by the time this comes out, you know, Led Zeppelin is huge. It's established himself and have toured America already. So yeah, Led Zeppelin 4. I mean, it's got this cool. Now this is a cool thing. If I ever was wanting to get a back tattoo, this would be it. I would be the coolest guy at the state fair. I would walk around with my shirt out. Zeppelin. Check out my Zeppelin tattoo. This is a great record. It's a shame no one helped the old man with all these sticks. Maybe you should have helped him, but it does make for a good shot. My favorite 4 songs of this are Battle of Evermore, Going to California, which I saw Robert Plant live a few years ago, and he performed that, and I lost my damn mind. It was a great, great, great performance of that. It's a great song. Rock and Roll, John Bonham's little drum intro. Everyone does that. I'm a drummer. Every drummer I know, and they're trying to sound check their drums or fool around or somebody, they'll pull out that whole intro of Rock and Roll. Now, only really great drummers can play that ending fill thing, which I can fake my way through it, but it's a great drum performance on Rock and Roll. There's my dog and cat ruining everything. Excellent. I knew you guys would come through. And number 1, as cheesy as it is and as overplayed as it is, and maybe I wouldn't say it's number 1 unless Heart did that beautiful version a few years ago. Please YouTube and look that up. Stairway to Heaven. It is even my dog likes it. Stairway to Heaven is just, it's one of those songs like, damn, I wish I wrote that song. Of course, I wouldn't be living here in the basement if I wrote Stairway to Heaven. I'd have my own castle. Alright, the number 2 slot is Zeppelin III. Recorded 1969 to 1970 in the UK. Released October 1970. I remember purchasing this. Like I said, it was the 3rd one. I purchased them all in order way back when. And I just loved everything about it. It took me a while to grasp the fact that it wasn't going to be heavy after the Immigrant song, after the first song. But the little spinning wheel and just it seemed mysterious. And for some reason, I always thought that they recorded this like in some remote log cabin in Sweden for some reason. But they didn't. I said it was recorded in the UK. And the Immigrant song, of course, is just classic. My favorite 4 songs of Led Zeppelin III are Friends, That's the Way, Immigrant Song, and my first favorite song of this one, and probably my favorite Led Zeppelin song performed live, if you see the song remain the same, is Since I've Been Loving You. It's great on this, but it's really good live. Oh man, that's good stuff. So, number 2, Led Zeppelin 3. Alright, no drum roll needed. We made it to number 1. Thanks for sticking it out if you stuck it out. Houses of the Holy, the weird album cover with nude kids crawling up to some. Couldn't they put steps in, an elevator in, help these kids out? They're only little. They take little steps. But what a big step. Ooh, nice segue. Led Zeppelin took in releasing this. Houses of the Holy. Recorded mostly UK, December 71, August 72. Released March 1973. I was a 2-year-old little brat, and I probably didn't have this at all yet. It's just my favorite through and through. It's just, I think to me it's got everything clicked at this point. It just, probably the group was blasting out on all cylinders. They just came off of Led Zeppelin IV. You think you'd be pressured beyond belief. You just put out, an album that included Stairway to Heaven on it, for crying out loud. But these guys, they're like, whatever, let's just rip out another one. And way back when groups would put out 1 or 2 albums per year. Now you have to wait usually years between albums, but these guys just pump this one out. Boom, here's Houses of the Holy. Every song I love, but here's my top 4 for Houses of the Holy. Over the Hills and Far Away. Great song. No Quarter. It's such a creepy little John Paul Jones keyboard thing. Such a great song. The Rain Song, which is, I think I said Since I've Been Loving You is my favorite. Song remains the same. Film track thing. I think the Rain Song actually is my favorite, because isn't that when Robert Plant is cruising up and there's that pretty blonde girl in the castle? I think that is it. It's on his horse. Oh, okay. Rain Song is first, then Since I've Been Loving You. Go watch Song Remains the Same if you haven't. It's a great movie. And speak of the devil, number 1 song from this is Song Remains the Same. It's just a great song. It is. It's got a little. It's got the little quick part. It slows down, and it's good. Good stuff. Song Remains the Same. All right. So this is number 1. So I guess if you just have enough money to buy yourself one Led Zeppelin record, and if you value my very important, great opinion, you would go out and buy yourself Houses of the Holy used first, and then explore all the other Led Zeppelin records. So congratulations of the Houses of the Holy. You won my top Led Zeppelin ranking album of all time.